Was it a mistake to educate women? That's the question of the hour. And I know what you're thinking, who's this incel coming up on my timeline asking such a fucked up question? But I would say just hold your horses there. You don't want to end up like Annika Schlew, with her horse. Because I need you to hold your horses. I'm so sorry. That was stupid. Anyway, this question actually comes from a podcast hosted by Jesse Lee Peterson, who I had never heard of before I saw this story, and hopefully never hear of again. But here we are, asking that question, because a panel of experts have agreed that it was actually a mistake to educate women. Now, before we dive into the video, I never thought I'd have to say something like this in 2021, but I do feel it's important to say that it's not a mistake that women were educated. It's good when people get educated, and we should support everyone being able to get educated because it's generally just better when a society is educated. With that being said, I feel like there's not much else I can do to preface this, so let's just get into it because, well, you'll see.
So I was thinking about, and I'm pretty sure all you guys know my opinion about it, but since you're experts and you're not always agreeing with me, I want to know, was it a big mistake to educate women? Hake.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop there for a second because besides the fact that the question itself is already extremely out of touch, you then have three other men sitting there laughing, but I do want to give the benefit of the doubt to the three other guys right now and notice that they do seem uncomfortable with the fact that he brought this question in. Now, I don't know any of these personalities that he has on with him. I've never seen any of their content before, and I don't know much about them, so I can't really infer too much about what they're thinking. So we'll let them do the talking. But right off the bat, the first guy saying yes, it's not a great start.
And you say yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you saying it so weakly?
It's not weekly.
Yeah.
I didn't say
so wimpy.
Yeah. I said yeah.
So why was it
yeah.
a big mistake to educate women?
Because look at them.
Because look at them. That's a real great start there, bud. A really strong start to what I'm guessing is going to be a horrible argument. I mean, you know it's going to be a good argument when the person starts with, well, look at them.
All right, so do you think it was a mistake to educate women?
Well, yeah.
Yes, okay, and why is that?
I don't know. Look at them.
Look at them?
Yeah, look at them.
Okay.
Yeah, look at them.
Look at... I do not understand what that means.
Of course you don't. Look at you. So now that we've built a strong base, let's see where he takes it from here.
They're already conceited and think that they know better without that stuff.
Already conceited and think they know better before that stuff. I don't think I'm out of line here in asking a follow-up question for clarity, if you could just take a moment to explain. What the fuck are you talking about? We've begun with a mass generalization of an entire group saying they are already conceited and think they know better before that stuff. What even is that? And then as he starts to explain, he cuts himself off to go into another point that he wants to make.
They're already conceited and think that they know better without that stuff. And then when they get the education, and by the way, education is geared towards girls now.
Yeah.
This is a trend that we're going to see happen throughout the video where they make a statement or a claim, they do not back it up in any way, and they kind of don't even finish what they're saying most of the time because they end up cutting themselves off with another point that they want to make about why women are terrible. So it looks like he's about to break something down here. So let's get back into it and see if we can see where he's coming from.
It's a girl education, and it's weak.
And so they're accusing boys of having ADHD and stuff like that. And they're clamping down on fake bullying and all that mess.
Okay, before we break down what he's saying here, before we look at the words, the actual sentences he is trying to construct, I am so bothered by how many times he's using the air quotes. It's like he doesn't want to stand behind what he's saying because he has to use figurative speech so much that he is just like talking in quotation marks the whole time. So it's really hard to know exactly what he's saying because first of all, it's all a load of horseshit, and second of all, he's quotation marking all of it. Also, yes, quotation marking is an official MLA format term that you should start using. So let's go back a little bit and kind of look at what he's saying here. We have our beginning piece here, which is education. This is a small whiteboard, so I'm going to abbreviate a couple things to try to like keep it condensed and understandable. But we all understand right now that ED dot equals education. So we have the creation of education as our starting point.
It's a girl education, and it's weak.
So we have a couple people agreeing that it is a girl's education. We also have the host saying it's a girl's education, which equals weak.
And so they're accusing boys of having ADHD and stuff like that.
So the guy building the argument then uses a non sequitur in saying, and so they are accusing boys of having ADHD and stuff like that. So from this, they are, did he say accusing? I want to make sure I'm not getting his words wrong here. I'm not going to straw man the guy.
Accusing boys of having ADHD and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are. They're accusing boys, ADHD. I know I said I was going to abbreviate some things and I kind of wrote all that out, but it's fine. Let's just keep going. Okay, so girls' education is weak, and from this weak education, they are accusing boys, which I take to also mean that they are misidentifying boys as having ADHD. Oh, I forgot a really important part of this. ADHD and stuff like that. That's a really important part of this argument. Stuff like that. So got to make sure we include that.
And they're clamping down on fake bullying and all that mess.
They're also clamping down on fake bullying. And here's one of those moments where he puts it in quotation marks and he's calling it fake. So it's kind of confusing because I'm like, is it fake bullying? Or is it fake bullying? Or is it fake bullying? Or is it fake bullying? Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, let's just keep it moving here. So we've got girls are weak in their education, and it's a girl's education, as we have learned. Through this education, boys are being accused of having ADHD and other stuff like that. Not only that, but after accusing them of that, they then clamp down on fake bullying and and something else. He said mess or something.
Fake bullying and all that mess.
Oh, fake bullying, again, super important to make sure we include this and all that mess.
So they're turning boys into girls already.
Obviously, what we have here for the boys is them being turned into girls. And girls, as we know, are weak, and it's who the education system is made for. So now we just got this cycle happening where everyone is becoming a girl if you're not already, and you are being made to be weak because of the education system. I don't know if you knew this stuff yet, but here it is. Read it and weep.
And then they sing, "We shall overcome." Educated women sing that song.
Not only that, but once the women are educated, they are singing, "We shall overcome." They're singing that song. Do you know why that's important? Neither do I. But they're singing it.
Educated women sing that song.
In the average family, you look at the average family, the girl looks like she's somewhat well-adjusted, and the boy is either acting out or he's like subdued.
Okay, so in the average family, we also have girls who are quotation mark well-adjusted and boys who are quotation mark subdued. So I don't know if that means that they're not well-adjusted and not subdued, or if it means that they are and he doesn't like that, or what is actually happening in his brain, but that's what we've got.
So it was
Even in nice families.
And that's important to know that this is happening even in nice families. This isn't about those dumb, mean families, those stupid families on the fringe of society. No, this is in the suburbs, people. You need to get it together. This is happening to you and the people you know. All of it.
So not only was it a mistake for women to vote, it was a mistake to let them be educated as well.
Right.
Amazing.
And of course, we know that them being educated means they also want to vote. But that was a mistake as well. See, I don't know if you're getting this, you know? I don't know. I mean, if you've been through the education system in this country, then you're probably not getting this. Because you can't. Because of this here. Because of this cycle. You're probably just singing "We Shall Overcome" right now. I don't know what to tell you. What's the state of our country right now? Is my question. Because if it keeps looking like this, I might just pack my bags and leave. Also, the thing that kind of strikes me about this is that this seems like there's more of an issue with the boys rather than with the girls. So I'm sort of like, why don't we just like help the boys with the ADHD and stuff like that and the fake bullying and all that mess? And also continue helping the girls instead of being like,
the girls are the problem here, obviously, so let's stop educating them and get back to the boys.
that just seems not great.
All right, it's time for quarterly reports. Jenkins, what have you got?
Sir, girls are being supported more than ever before and are becoming more intelligent.
Damn, that group called Maybe We Should Educate Women because we've oppressed and neglected them for centuries, and it's better to live in a society with an educated population is starting to poison the minds of the masses. What else?
Well, sir, it seems...
What is it, Jenkins? Spit it out.
Sir, it seems the women folk are starting to believe in themselves.
Dear God. What are you saying, Jenkins?
Sir, the women, they think they're equal to us.
Robertson, how did this happen?
Sir, according to my reports, gender is a social construct.
What?
Yes, sir, and women have always been just as capable as men, but we've kept them oppressed for so long based on morally repugnant and ridiculous religious presumptions that men actually began to believe they were superior, based on things like muscle mass and a mythical figure called God the Father, which was created by a patriarchal society, which has triggered an inferiority complex amongst many of the men who have grown accustomed to benefiting from the unequal distribution of power and wealth.
God damn it, Robertson. In English.
Sir, the labels men and women don't mean anything, and they never have.
Sir, I'm receiving word that the boys are being called out for bullying and are being diagnosed with something called ADHD and some other stuff.
We all know bullying is fake. And what the hell even is ADHD?
According to my report, sir, it's a mental illness whereby the attention span...
Mental illness? That sounds like some woman shit. And we all know women are weak. Who's teaching people this shit?
Sir, there are more female teachers than there are male teachers.
But sir, my reports here show that men are still largely in charge of school districts and local and federal governments which determine school curriculums. Not to mention, men still hold the majority of power in religion and lawmaking and businesses and politics and medicine and government and moral authority.
Enough! Jenkins, what did you say about those teachers?
There are more female teachers.
That's it. We found the problem. Education is being geared towards girls, and they're trying to make boys girls now. When will the madness end?
Sir, may I suggest, it was a mistake to educate women. I mean, look at them, sir.
You're right. You're conceited as it is. All right. Since I'm the man in charge who knows everything and what's good for everyone, regardless of my not being able to relate to marginalized and oppressed groups of people in any way, I say we strip women of their rights and give the power back to the boys to lead our world to glory.
As it should be, sir.
Sir, shouldn't we just continue supporting women and helping boys with their issues at the same time?
Robertson, you fool! Boys are obviously having problems because girls too smart now, and no good when girls think they're important.
But sir!
Robertson, you're fired. Jenkins, you obviously understand the woman dilemma and you're the most qualified to handle women's issues. You're in charge of the women folk now.
Yes.
You say?
Yeah, it seems like it.
And why do you say yes?
It seems
was
like
a
it.
mistake.
Well, I noticed women are like leading. They're like leading in education. Like they're the teachers. They're like really involved in that world. But they seem to be through education allowing all sorts of just craziness. Like
Education becoming ridiculous now.
Right.
It's not even about education anymore. It's about insanity.
I could see how it was more pure. Like, okay,
It's about reading, writing, and arithmetic.
right.
What the fuck are they going on about right now? This is a group of unqualified men bullshitting about something in which they have no expertise. And it's not even just about them being experts or not. They just don't even seem to have a modicum of a decent grasp on this issue. Our education system is broken. Oh, well, why is that? Because girls. Okay, well, what's your solution? What? Solution? Yeah, your solution. I assume you have some ideas that will help fix the system? I just told you, get rid of the girls!
The globalists want women to be educated.
I know.
Remember that Mahalala? That one girl?
Mahalalala.
She got shot in the face by some Muslim radicals.
Mahalalala.
She's like a 13-year-old Muslim girl. She's been 13 for like years. And she got shot in the face because she wanted to be educated. And those Nigerian schoolgirls, never mind that the boys were just massacred year after year. Boys massacred, they ignored it. Boys and men. But the girls, they get kidnapped. And they're like, hashtag bring back our girls.
Oh,
they wanted to
I remember
be
Big Mama
educated.
Michelle saying that.
Yeah, Salma Hayek and all those phony people.
Okay, they're talking about Malala Yousafzai here, who's a Pakistani activist for female education and the youngest Nobel Prize laureate after an assassination attempt on her life for standing up for female rights to be educated. Even after the assassination attempt, she has continued being an activist until, what she has said, until every girl is able to go to school. This is who they're choosing to shit on. The amount of vitriol it takes to shit on a person like this is beyond me. It's beyond me. I don't even know what else to say about that because it's just like, wow. I feel like it betrays a lot about who these guys are as people if they shit on a person like Malala Yousafzai. So, I don't know. I'm just like, wow. Also, I'm pretty sure if boys and men were being massacred and kidnapped, people were probably not just ignoring it or not talking about it, evidenced by the fact that he is talking about it now. But hey, I'm not an expert in this field. Who am I to say, you know?
Evangelical Reacts. Tune in next week for part 2.